I was pleased. The way it drifted and the way it moved from you get involved in it. Without a question of a doubt. So it was pleasing for everybody that we now know that it's gone through, and we can move on from here.
Will it make things a bit more stable because they feel as though the right hand maybe hasn't known what the left's been doing of late?
Well, I still think Jeremy's going to be involved in a little bit, and obviously you've got John Williams now who's moved in as chairman, so there'll still be that continuity there. But obviously the Chinese now own the football club and they're the major shareholders, so it'll be interesting to see how it works. I've worked with foreign owners before, so I've got a good understanding or experience of how it's worked with Icelandic people and with Milan when I was at Portsmouth.
Now, clearly, new people come in, there's endless speculation about whether you will still be the head coach.
Yeah, speculation all the time, and you have to deal with it, and you have to get on with it. It's interesting, the stories that come out and what's said and what's done, and to be honest, you just wash it away and get on with it. And the truth should never get in the way of a good story, and that's happened quite a few times this week. Me going to QPR and then being linked with a QPR job. Actually, Kempy's gutted because he went to Real Madrid, and I had to ring Zidane up and tell him that although Kempy was sat right behind him, he wasn't after his job. He was just watching a game of football.
Now, I know you're joking about things, but when you
I get it. I'm old enough in the tooth to understand and recognise this job brings lots to it, and that there's lots of ups and downs, and you have to deal with both, and you deal with it in the way in the way that I think it's right, and I don't get too carried away when things are going well. I don't get too down in the dumps when it's not going so well, and if we win Saturday, we'll be in the top half of the Premier League, and it won't be too bad a start.
Just persevere a little on the owner, if that's okay. Have you had the opportunity to speak to them or have any ideas about? No,
that will come. I think what Mr. Lai has done more than anything, and the people around him have, they've concentrated on getting the deal done and getting the deal through. I think Jeremy's been exactly the same as well with John. John's in today, so I'll sit down and have a chat with John later.
Last weekend, at the game, you came under a bit of criticism for the fans. I know you're old enough and ugly enough to look out for yourself. But
thank you.
It's still not nice though, is it? When you
no, but you have to take it. It was about the football we played. Yeah, I didn't hear them moaning and groaning before Bournemouth scored the goal, and that's you have to accept it. The supporters come and they have a right to criticise. They have a right to voice their opinions and everything else, and I will not, stop them from doing that, and they won't want me to try and stop them from doing that. They have a voice, they have an opinion. It's their football club. I'm a custodian of this club. They've been here from day one, so they have a right to say what they think.
And how confident are you that this weekend things might be?
No, it'll be a tough game. West Ham are a good side. They've got some good players. They've invested well. Yeah, tough game. But all the games in the Premiership are tough games. They come thick and fast, and there's all different problems that they can cause you. But we've just got to make sure we concentrate on what we're doing. And like I said, the second half performance against Bournemouth was very, very good, and we created lots of opportunities. I think if we'd have played the second half and not created any chances, then I'd have been disappointed. But we didn't. We did create chances. What we've got to do is make sure we finish those chances off.
Because certainly the last away game, I touched on it before, that the fans had a bit of a dig at your style of football, and the last home game, they were critical at the end, certainly booing.
Yeah.
What do you say to them for this weekend's next home
game? We'll go out and we'll do what we've got to do. We're like I say, we're one win away from being in the top half of the Premier League, and I accept that if they want to criticise, they have to criticise. They pay their money. I'm not going to have a go at the supporters and say they shouldn't be doing this, they shouldn't be doing that. If they want to come and boo, then they come and boo. If they're not happy with things, they'll voice their opinions. They're no different to other supporters up and down the country. As a manager, you have to accept that, and it's no good being a manager if you can't accept it. It's no good being in this job if you get a bit titchy because you're taking criticism.
When things like that happen, though, it can, kind of just keep going around in a circle. Bad results, players.
Well, you say bad results. What are we, 12th in the Premiership? What are we talking about? Results, performances, or what? That it sort of like all joins in on one thing. I think we've got to look at this in perspective, in respect of what we are and where we are as a football club. And it's been difficult over the past couple of years because of the changeover and what's been going on. But we've managed to maintain Premier League status. There's a lot of clubs in the Championship would love to be where we are now.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm seeing interviewing Sam Fields
yes.
shortly. Could you just tell me how much of a decent player and lad he is here at the club?
No, I think he's going to be a terrific player. I think we've got to be a bit careful with him, Lico, and not so much Kane, but that they don't get too much too soon, in all ways. So we have to be a bit careful the way we manage him. But Sam's come in and played and been fantastic. And he's been picked for England, going away with the English, or the England under 18s or 19s or whatever it was. Has had 2 weeks experience there, never done that before. So it's been fantastic, but we have to be careful with them and make sure we keep their feet on the ground. We certainly don't want to lose them and them get carried away with what they've achieved and what they've done.
And following on from that, he was one of the players that Hopcroft has helped to bring through this week. Some good news for the club. Steve has had the opportunity to go to Manchester United and he's turned that down and stayed with us, which is fantastic news. He's one of the main reasons why the academy is so good. He's a very, very good judge of young talent, and he's proven that. And there's some very, very good kids in the academy. And I think, speaking to Steve, I think the under 14s and 15s, and 16s, he most probably sees as his best group. So there's a lot more below the quality that's there already that we've seen. And you see the new owners trying to develop the academy as well?
I don't think the new owners are going to change very much from the way Jeremy ran the football club. I think they've bought into Jeremy's model. So I don't think there's going to be a great change in the way the club's run. I think they're going to run it, or try and run it on very similar lines.
Are you having any planned talks with them? I mean, can you tell us whether you...
The only thing I've got on my mind at the moment is getting out there on the training pitch and getting the lads sorted out and prepared and clear their minds for the game tomorrow. Then we'll look at it after that.
And can you let us know if there's any team news?
Team news. Morrison's a lot fitter this week than what he was last week. Had them 90 minutes, which done him the world of good. Brunty will have a game on Monday, hopefully, for the under 23s. So fingers crossed, if we can get a good win Saturday, we'll have Morrison a lot fitter, we'll have Brunty closer to it, so we'll have those players to add to the squad as well.